Go big or go home, yeah, we're making it massive, so tall, I'm out of this world, like I'm calling out to Earth, no, the sky's not the limit, so every day, every chance, we put the plan in this planet, I go big.
So is that your background picture? Like, where is that, like one you took, or?
Yeah, this is in Glacier National Park. There's an area called Swift Current, which is down off of just north of the Lake St. Mary. And what you're looking at there, the big triangular thing that's that mountain
Yeah,
right there is
that.
Swift Current Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, and the lake is Swift Current Lake, and you can take like a cruise on that lake, and then you do like a little hike over the top, and then you do another cruise on another lake, and you kind of get back into where some glaciers are at. So
Okay.
it's kind of cool. Yeah.
All right. All right. The first one is from Sia from Southmore, and we're going to start with a drum corps type question. So, if
Okay.
you could march any drum corps, which would you choose and why?
I marched the cadets. I was always a big cadets fan growing up. They were the beast from the east. All the West Coast drum corps had been competing for a long time too, but they've been winning a lot. And then the cadets kind of came around in the mid to early '80s and started to have a lot of success. And that was around the time where I started to follow drum corps. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that.
So, what is your favorite part about being a band director?
My favorite part about being a band director is being with the kids. Obviously, we all had memorable experiences in band, and that's I think why all of us end up teaching band is because of those memorable experiences that we had in band. And we just kind of want to impart those experiences or enable our students to have those same types of experiences.
All right, we got Dyson from Southmore. Knows a little bit about your background here. So, what did you do to prepare for the military? I think Dyson's also going to the military. So, what did you do to prepare for that? By the way, you've
I
already
mean,
shaved. I see you've shaved your head. So, does that mean you're going back? It's like this. This is stunt
I'm
one.
Man, I'm too old, dude. Obviously, you look at it from time to time. It's like, man, I had a good time in the military, but I like life now.
I got it. So, what did you do to prepare for the military?
To prepare for the military, I mean, I didn't do a whole lot. I was pretty active in high school. I was obviously in band and did band, but I played sports as well. So I was already fairly physically fit. And I was fortunate because my father was in the military as well. My family heritage, we have a fairly long standing history and tradition of military service in my family. So I was fortunate that I happened to be going into the same branch of the military that my father was going into, or that my father was in, which was the Navy. So I was able to ask him a lot of questions about boot camp and things of that nature that kind of helped me prepare mentally. I'd say for him, or anybody that's thinking about the military, boot camp and the way military works, 95% of it is all mental. They're trying to build you into the type of person that they want you to be. It's almost, kind of weirdly interrelated to band as well. I mean, we're trying to build people, but that's what they're doing in the military. The stakes are just a lot different,
Sure.
and in some cases, a lot higher.
If any of you happen to be Instagram friends with Mrs. Street made a series of videos uh, that she was hiding in her closet while there was band instruments that were going on in the house. I don't know if you got to see those, but and then she made commentary on that. So I think he's. I don't know if you even did you know that she was doing that?
No, I
No,
didn't, and I don't
no.
have an Instagram account,
Yep,
so I
yep.
can't. Like, I don't even know what the videos are.
Yep.
That's funny.
So she's hidden out in the closet, and there's the sounds of instruments going all throughout, and she's talking about. So I think he's referencing that when he asks, "What's next on your list for annoying Mrs. Street?"
I don't know. It's getting easier now, man. We're spending so much time together. There's a lot of things that are pretty easy. I am a I don't know if all of you know this about me, but I'm an avid singer songwriter,
Okay.
and I actually wrote a song the other day in a facility located in our house that is it's a top secret facility
Sure. Sure.
that many people have in their house is where their commode or their throne is so that's
Right.
my songwriting area. So I came out there singing a song about things that you might or might not do in the bathroom, and
Okay.
yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, well, we'll ask. Maybe we'll ask for that one later. Though I don't know if it's kind of made for kids TV or not. So we may not. What's your expectation for next year's horn line? Which
I think my expectation every year is fairly similar. I mean, obviously, the further we go along in our process in culture development, the kids are becoming better musicians earlier. So it's not the same types of expectations that we maybe had at the beginning, 12 years ago. But I would say my expectations are the same. I mean, continued growth, continued striving for excellence. Not so much being wrapped up in what the results are, but being in love with what the process is. And I think even more so now, I think that's really important. I mean, the process is what's been taken away at this point. Yeah, sure, we don't get to go to contests. Sure, we don't, get to perform our solos for one last time. But I mean, really, it's the hours that we get to spend together making music that's kind of been stripped away from us. And I think that that's always one of my focuses when I start out a year with a new group of kids in the one.
absolutely. All right, we have Danny Middleton, Southmore. What led you to becoming a music educator specifically for our age group? And you might touch on, because people may not know, you took a rounded path there. So just maybe kind of, that'd be a good story to tell anyway.
When I was in high school, I had excellent band directors that I was able to be taught by in my schooling, growing up from junior high at Highland West to high school at Moore High School. I was very very fortunate to be around a bunch of people that really valued music education. So I knew kind of in high school that was something that I would be interested in doing. But my life took quite a few detours, actually. One of them was I spent 10 years in the military, and not all 10 in the same branch of service. I spent 6 years in the Navy and 4 years in the Air Force, for differing reasons, but that's what I chose to do in my life. And then I got out of the military and did IT, for information technology. So I use a lot of jargon.
Sure.
But yeah, I spent some time doing some IT work, and made a pretty decent living doing that. Information technology is a pretty lucrative field to be involved in, especially in today's world. But there was something itching me, and I wasn't really really happy with waking up every day, going to do the work grind every day, in the way that I was doing it. And I happened to get tapped back in with my old high school band and my old high school director, Mr. Mark Miller, who's the director of bands at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and started going out and working with the marching band a little bit at Moore High School, in the early 2000s. 2001 is when I started back, and then it just kind of took on its own life from there. I really enjoyed being around band. It reminded me a lot of the memories that I had when I was in school. And it also gave me an avenue to where I could pass on knowledge of the things that I did in school, to kids that I felt like I was making an impact. And then I had a really good friend in 2012 tell me that I couldn't tech anywhere anymore if I didn't go back and get my degree. And that one happens to be the one that's doing the interview right now. And he knew that that was my passion, and he kind of helped force my hand along with my family, and I went back to school and got my degree, and now I'm doing exactly what I love to do.
Very good. It's a cool story. I do remember that. If you had to pick one thing you love most about working with students and staff throughout the year, what would that be?
With students, I love the interaction. I love the look on their faces that they get when they discover something new about what they're doing. Um, it, Musically speaking, I think that's that. But interaction wise, like just I love being able to talk with kids, to have relationships with kids that are positive in nature. I think that some of the things that I miss the most about that is just saying hello to all the kids and interacting with them in that way, being able to see them smile or being able to hear them talk to and hear about the things that they talk or the things that are going on in their lives. I miss that aspect of it tremendously.
What do you miss about working with the staff?
It's really strange, but we're all such good friends. I mean, I don't think the kids understand our situation staff wise as well as maybe they should. A lot of band staffs, they go to work and then they go home and they don't interact with each other. They don't have the same types of friendship relationships. They obviously get along for the most part, but it's a really unique situation at Southmore where everybody has a vested interest in what's going on in the room. We all have a great deal of respect for each other. But above everything else, I mean, we're all family. We're brothers and sisters. We're all in the fight together, and we all work hard for each other.
Hannah Parker, if you could have been a part of any section with the brass during Medusa, which section would you have picked and why?
The mellophone section because they get all the cool lines, man. I mean, like that's why they get all the cool lines. They get to play all the fun stuff. So they get all the cool sustains and they get the cool licks. It's mellophone's where it's at.
Absolutely. Jasmine from Southmore asked, what do you want the culture to be like next year?
I think the culture that we have started to develop is really good. I think the students are taking more ownership of what we envision the program to be together as a staff. I feel like they do a good job of trying to communicate with each other about what their expectations for each other are. And they're starting to do even better. So as far as what do I think the culture should be? I think the culture should be whatever the students feel is going to make them the most successful, um, and to not allow each other to take the small things for granted in the heat of the battle. So.
She asked a loaded question. Which do you like better, marching band or concert band?
So this is a pretty common misconception about me. Marching band was my avenue into the band world. So there's a pretty strong misconception that I really like marching band more than I like concert band. It's actually quite the opposite. I really love sit down band. I think the amount of literature that you're able to play, the amount of things, the amount of skills that you're able to develop are far outweigh what they do when you're standing up doing marching band. I take marching band really seriously because the kids love it and the kids enjoy doing that, and it's the one group every year that really gets to do band together as a complete entity. So I feel like if I didn't take that seriously, I feel like that I would be not doing them a service.
All right, we have Devin Andrews, a throwback here, Southmore
Ooh.
alumni. Why did you eat the Gawk block?
um, well, in my bigger days, I Taco Bell wasn't open, man. There was
Uh,
some sort of like shutdown going on or something, man. So I was, yeah.
Yep. Isaac Brockwell, Southmore High School. What's your favorite flavor of gummy bear?
Orange,
Got it.
hands down. Like orange is my favorite flavor of gummy bear.
Do you have any thoughts on panda bears?
They're cute and endangered.
Got it. And then, is perfection in marching band truly achievable, or is there always work yet to be done?
Well, I always say that perfection is the goal. It's not necessarily 100% achievable. I think you can achieve perfection in certain moments. I think if you maintain perfection as a goal, you set yourself up for an opportunity to be as close to it as possible. So, do I believe that perfection is attainable? The answer is no. But do I believe that it's probably the most important goal that you could set for yourself? Absolutely.
Not Wallace from Southmore High School asks. Not Wallace asks, why did you cut your hair in the Amazing Wallace do?
Well, as you know, the local barber and haircut establishments that are in the area are not in operation currently. And to cut to the chase, uh, man, I got tired of fixing my hair. Like you get up in the morning and you got to comb your hair and stuff, and that it just takes time. So now instead of combing my hair up here, I comb my beard. That's what I do. Yeah,
So having two things to comb was just too much.
that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah, it's way over the top, man.
I understand that. All right, Alex Pitt, South Ridge Junior High. What's your favorite movie?
Okay, well, if I had to pick one movie to watch any day, any time of the day, it would be Patton. It's about a World War II era general named George Patton. My like I said, my family has a strong history of military service, and one of the eras of military, there's two that have really captivated me. World War II and then the Civil War, but Patton is kind of my go-to movie if I gotta pick one.
Asher from Southridge. Which do you like more, ducks, swans, or geese?
Man, ducks, and I'm only going ducks because geese poop everywhere and their poop's kind of big.
Uh,
So ducks are pretty to look at and they sound cool, especially when they fly.
Mike Wazowski. Who is Mike Wazowski?
He's a character from Monsters.
Okay.
He's the one with the one eyeball.
Gotcha. All right. I was just making sure I wasn't about to talk about a student. Okay. So do you think Mike Wazowski always winks or blinks because he has one eye?
Ooh, man, that's a question right there, man. Um, I'm gonna go with Winkin because it sounds cooler.
I get that. And
Yeah.
which one would you rather be frozen in for 50 years? Beans, jello, or meat? You will survive the full 50 no matter what. So which one's the most comfortable?
I think they're great questions.
Okay, all right.
I think that they're fantastic questions. If comfort is where it's at,
Right.
then the answer for sure is Jello.
Casey Hubbard, how old were you when you started band?
So I started in seventh grade at Highland West, just like all these. So what, 12, 13,
Whatever that is.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Name your top three favorite band instruments to play, and what are your top three to listen to?
My top three to play, I like clarinet to play, I like euphonium to play, and I like French horn to play. Those would be my top three in that order.
Right.
And then to listen to oboe, bassoon, and French horn.
Emma from Southridge asks, "What's your favorite color?"
Blue.
And then, what's your favorite musical genre?
Old school rap.
Old
I
school
really
rap.
like, man, I really like old school rap, like late 80s, early 90s rap. Really like that. It like speaks to me, and it's like my childhood reborn, man. It's great. I love old school rap.
Okay, little like Run DMC and those types.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
All right. Cadence from Southridge asks, "What is your favorite Disney movie?"
Is this like including the Marvel universe and the Star Wars universe and all that stuff that they've like folded into it, or is this like old school mainstream Disney.
I just got to feel like this is old school mainstream. Not, I mean, we can't be saying Return of the Jedi on this thing.
Okay, fair enough. All right. I'm going to go with the 1977 classic Robin Hood is my favorite one to watch. That's the one that gets played the most in my house.
And what do you like to do in your free time?
Golf.
That's what
I love to golf. Yeah, I love to golf. As a matter of fact, I went and played golf on Monday. It was the very first normal thing that I felt like I have done in almost 2 months. It was awesome. Just be outside. It was fantastic.
I'm also very good at golf, as everyone on the staff knows. Just so people know, if you want to know how I'm mistreated on the staff, that they started. They used to ask me when they went on golf. We sometimes golf during like 2-a-days and stuff, and they started going without asking me because I was so terrible. Literally didn't tell me, kept it a secret, and let no one know until I felt like someone slipped out, hurt my feelings forever. I was torn apart by that. So, all right. Alexis from Southridge, chicken nuggets or tenders?
Nuggets.
And then she asks, you see small and large candles at a craft fair. You collect 144, selling a total of 28 candles. Large candles cost $6 each, and small candles cost $4 each. How much of each type of candle did you sell? She's obviously needing help on a 4th grade math problem.
Listen, man, I'm going to have you write that down to me and text it to me, and I'll work on the answer while we're doing the rest of the interview.
Okay, I think that's fair. All right. We got Jackson from Southridge Junior High. What is your favorite song?
There's a song by the Eagles, and it's an accident song. It's a song that they used to warm up that actually happened to end up on one of their live albums. But it's called Seven Bridges Road, and it's about a road that's in Iowa that literally has 7 covered bridges on it. But they used to sing it to warm up for concerts, and then somebody talked them into doing it on stage, and it got put on an album, and that's probably my favorite song ever.
Okay. What's your favorite Keith James movie?
Keith James? Who's Keith James? Man, hold on, man. Let me get out the phone and look up Keith James.
Keith James movie.
Hold on, man. Who is Keith James? Record producer? Voice actor? I don't know, dude. I don't know this Keith James person, so I can't answer that one.
Good to look up. And then, is Nicolas Cage a good or bad actor?
He was good early on, and then the older he got, the worse he got.
Let's see. Was he in that movie, that Arizona movie? They all ran around and chased people. Was that Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. That was Nicolas Cage. Yeah, I think his last good movie was Con Air.
Okay.
And that was going downhill.
All right. And this is Josh from Southridge. Can you break dance?
Yes and no. I mean, like, I used to be able to when I was younger, and now I think my definition of break dance is a lot different. If I break dance now, I probably break a hip.
Right. So it's real break dancing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's correct.
When will you wear wigs?
Never.
Okay. Got it. Ashton from Southmore, what's about your favorite section other than yours?
My favorite section other than mine. So is she talking clarinet or is she talking brass? What's she kind of?
Oh, she ain't right here to ask. You know,
man, come on, girl. Like, you got to help me out. My favorite section besides mine. Okay. The guard.
Color guard.
Yeah, the color guard. Yeah, I mean, like, the things that they are able to do performance-wise is astonishing. I probably most people don't know that, but I actually spent some time in color guard. I was in winter guard for 2 years when I was in high school, and just I have a huge amount of respect for what they do and how they do it. So I would say that that's probably my favorite section besides mine.
I go big. I go big. I go big.